Namaste to all students. Myself JVM Dr. Khushbu Verma from Faculty of Agriculture and Veterinary Science. Today we will discuss about prokaryotic replication process. So before going specialization in prokaryotic replication, first of all we have to know some terms about the DNA replication process. Conservative replication intact the original DNA molecule and generate a completely new molecule. Dispersive replications means produce two DNA molecules with sections of both old and new DNA interspread along each strand. Third one is semi-conservative replication. Produces molecule with both old and new DNA. Each molecule would be composed of one old strand and one new one. Means semi-conservative means like whenever replication process is going on, so old one will create its new complementary DNA strand. So you can simply say that 50% is old strand, old composition, and 50% is new composition. So that's why we are calling it semi-conservative replication. Here you can see the difference. In the conservative, you can simply see this is old, completely old, and this is completely new. Dispersive, uh, each strand will have new, old, both. But in the semi-conservative replication, one strand will be old and second strand will be new. Simply you can see that both strands will denature with each other, and each strand will create its own complementary new strand, and that's why they are having 50-50 population of old and new. That's why we are calling it semi-conservative replication. DNA replication is semi-conservative. So for this hypothesis, experimental proof was given in 1957 by Matthew Melson and Franklin Stell. In 1963, John Cairns proved the same thing by using autoradiography. His conclusions were the chromosome of E. coli is circular. Replication starts from a fixed point called the origin of replication. During replication, the chromosome maintains its integrity or circular shape. Now come to the DNA replication in bacteria. So DNA replication is bidirectional from the origin of replication. DNA replication occurs in both directions from the origin of replication in the circular DNA found in most bacteria. This is circular DNA. DNA replication will occur in both directions. Next one is the mechanism of replication. So first of all, tightly controlled process. It occurs at specified times during the cell cycle and starts at a fixed point. Requires a set of proteins and enzymes and energy. Two basic steps are involved in this. First is initiation and second is elongation. Two basic components, template and primer we require. Now come to the origin of replication. So origin of replication, from where replication will start, it contains a total of 245 base pairs, contains tandem repeats on the left side, has initiation process, and at the binding side. Here you can see the diagram. This is origin of replication, short form ORI. Enzymology of DNA replication. So we need DNA helicase which unwind the DNA ahead of replication fork, and DNA polymerase. It creates the DNA synthesis and repairs the gap. DNA ligase join the fragments of DNA. DNA primase synthesize primers, and DNA gyrase releases torsional strain, means supercoiling coils caused by the helicase activity, and SSB single strand binding proteins, and they are basically required for maintaining DNA strands as a single strand. so that DNA replication will be continued. Now we will discuss each and every enzyme in detail. So first of all we will discuss about the helicase. So it operates in replication fork, separates strands to allow DNA polymerase to function on single strand, move along in a single strand 5' to 3' or 3' to 5' direction by the hydrolyzing ATP. Here you can see the 3D structure of helicase, and basically it is breaking down hydrogen bonds in between base pairs, and that's why they are creating single strand DNA molecules. Next one is the topoisomerase enzyme, or you can say gyrase. So it regulates the overbinding or supercoiling of DNA. Topoisomerase bind to either single stranded or double stranded DNA. It also cuts the phosphate backbone of the DNA. It is further categorized into the topoisomerase 1 and topoisomerase 2. Next one is the SSB, single strand binding proteins, maintained strand separation once helicase separate. Here you can see these are the single strand binding protein. Whenever helicase is created in single strand, so they will bind to each single strand and they will maintain their this conformation as a single stranded. Primase enzyme. It catalyzes the copying of a short stretch of DNA template strand to produce RNA primer sequence. Now come to the DNA polymerase family. In 1955, Arthur Kornbach was the first scientist who discovered the DNA polymerase 1, which is also known as the Kornbach enzyme. A total of 5 different DNA pieces have been reported in E. coli. So DNA polymerase 1 functions in repair and replication. DNA polymerase 2 functions in DNA repair, proven in 1999. DNA polymerase 3 principal replication enzyme. It will the major enzyme which is involved in the DNA replication. DNA polymerase 4 function in DNA repair. DNA polymerase 5 function in DNA repair. They all also discovered in the 1999. Now comes the properties of DNA polymerase. Here we are discussing about only three types of polymerase. If we are talking about the mass, so heaviest will be the polymerase third. Turnover number will be highest in polymerase third, 1200, and exonuclease activity 5' to 3'. So polymerase 1 will have yes, second no, third no. Exonuclease 3 to 5 dash, polymerase 1 yes, second yes, and third yes. Polymerization process 5 dash to 3 dash, all three polymerase have this kind of a phenomenon. Functions of the DNA polymerase. So DNA polymerase function has the following requirements. All four deoxyribonucleoside triphosphatase, DTTP, DATP, DGTP, and DCTP. Magnesium ion, a template, and RNA primer, a short strand of RNA. Initiation of replication. Replication initiated at specific sites, which is known as origin of replication. There are two types of initiation. First is de novo. In this process, synthesis initiated by RNA primers, and it is very common. And next one is the covalent extension, synthesis of new strand as an extension of an old strand, which is called rolling circle. Here you can see the diagram, which is de novo initiation, binding of ORIC, origin of replication, by DNA A protein. It opens the strand and replication proceeds bidirectionally. Here circular DNA replication flowchart. This is circular DNA, the origin of replication, from where replication will start, and replication fork will be created, and in the both direction new strand of DNA will create, and at the one point it creates like a structure theta. That's why we are calling also it as a theta replication. And after the completion of replication, two circular DNA will be formed. Both are semi-conservative, means they are having one old strand, one new strand. Here you can see in the detail, initiator proteins bind to the replication of origin, and initiator, this is initiator protein, and then helicase binds to the initiator proteins. Helicase loads onto DNA, and helicase denatures helix and bind with DNA primase to form primosome. In the prokaryotic replication, helicase when bind to the initiator protein, so they create a complex structure which is known as primosome, and this primosome will create proper replication fork. And primase synthesize DNA RNA primer, which is extended as a DNA chain by DNA polymerase. And here you can see this is the DNA polymerase, this is RNA primer, and which is creating new strand, which is in maroon color. Next one is the problem of overbinding. Here you can see when helicase DNA synthesis occurs, so it creates replication fork and overbound region will be there. So to solve the problem of overbinding, there will be topoisomerase enzyme, and it unwind the overbound region. There are two types of topoisomerase. First is topoisomerase 1. So it precedes replication DNA, makes a cut in one strand, passes other strand through it, seal gap. Result induces positive supercoiling as strands are separated, allowing replication machinery to proceed. Second one is topoisomerase type 2, which is known as gyrase A. It induces negative supercoiling and cuts both ends. Section located away from actual cut is then passed through cut site. Here you can see the diagram. Supplies positive nodes. This is negative, this is positive, and break back segment. So cut will be created from here. Then reseal break on front side. Here it was at the back side, now it is on the front side. Here you can see the floral diagram of DNA replication process. This is parental DNA, okay, and first of all primosome created the origin of replication. This is green color is RNA primer. It is a short strand of RNA, and it helps in the starting of replication process. And then DNA polymerase third will start to create complete strand, and the direction of DNA replication will be 5' to 3' directions. And this strand is known as leading strand because it is continuous strand, and on the direction of replication here at this side 5' to 3', and DNA polymerase third is helping in the creating leading strand, and this is the DNA helicase which is creating single strands by cleaving the hydrogen bonds of base pairs. On the other hand, which is a second strand, so here fork is creating here, but DNA replication and new strand have to create on this direction. So because in this direction it is 5 dash to 3 dash, but DNA polymerase and cuts are is going here. So small fragments will be created at this side, and these small fragments are known as Okazaki fragments. They will, first of all, they will be created by all same enzymes like DNA polymerase, and but after the completion of DNA fragments, Okazaki fragments, they will be sealed by the DNA ligase enzyme and they will create a lagging strand. And whenever helicase enzyme is creating single strand, SSB proteins will bind to the single strand and they will maintain them as a single strand. And direction of the fork movement here, like DNA helicase will cut and will create replication fork in this direction. Next one is the rolling circle replication. Another model of replication is rolling circle. It is used by several bacteriophages. Rolling circle replication begins with a nick at the origin of replication. The 5' end is displaced from the strand and 3' end acts as a primer for DNA polymerase third, which synthesizes a continuous strand using the intact DNA molecule as a template. The 5' end continues to displaced as the circle rolls and is protected by SSB until discontinuous DNA synthesis makes it a double-stranded DNA again. A nick is made in the positive strand of parental duplex. Here origin of replication. The 5' end is displaced and covered by the SSB protein. Here you can see this is the SSB protein, this is single strand DNA, and attachment of replosome and formation of Okazaki fragments will be done. These are the old Okazaki fragments, these are the new Okazaki fragments. This is replosome, means complete complex of all the enzymes. DNA molecule may many genomes in length can be made by rolling circle replication. During viral assembly, it is cut into individual viral chromosome and packaged into phase head. Bacteriophage lambda, regardless of whether entering the lytic or lysogenic pathway, circularize its chromosome immediately after infection. Here is the DNA replication model. You can simply see, first of all, reelection of supercoiled DNA, denaturation and untwisting of the double helix, stabilization of the single strand DNA by the replication fork in the replication fork by SSB, and initiation of new DNA strand, elongation of the new DNA strand, and joining of the Okazaki fragments on the lagging strand. Here you can simply see again the same diagram. This is the helicase, this is the primase, and these are the SSB proteins. Next one is the elongation process. So as I told you before that there are two strands which will be formed. First is leading strand, which is continuous strand. Next one is the lagging strand, which is made up by the Okazaki fragments. It continuously elongating strand and it's in the 5' to 3' direction towards the replication fork. That's why it is continuous. Here you can see the diagram. This is the replication fork which is creating. This is leading strand. Its direction in the direction of replication fork formation, but on the other side you can see this is the lagging strand. This is just opposite in the direction of replication fork creation. Next one is the primosome. Primosome is a complex structure of many proteins which are involved in the initiation of the replication process. It contains the primase enzyme and helicase enzyme, and it forms RNA primer. As I told you, it is made up of primase and helicase. So now we are discussing about the primase. It forms RNA primer, provides free 3OH end for DNA polymerase third, by which DNA polymerase bind a DNTP, complementary DNTP, to the free 3-OH molecule. This is the RNA primer which has been created by the RNA primase, and it will give free 3 dash OH group, by which new DNTP will attach by the OH group, and then it will continuous the new strand. Next one is the DNA polymerase third, addition of new nucleotides at 3' end of the primer, and it help in that, and about 1000 nucleotides per second. It is the speed of addition of DNTPs into the new strand. Next one is the Okazaki fragments. It discovered by the Rizi Okazaki, 1000 to 2000 nucleotide sequence and separated by the 10 nucleotide RNA primer. These are the Okazaki fragments you can simply see. Next one, as I told you, lagging strand is discontinued and away from the replication fork and primosome formation involved. Now we will discuss about the DNA polymerase 1 and ligase. Removes DNA polymerase third and replaces RNA primer. It is done by the DNA polymerase 1 and joins the Okazaki fragments by the DNA ligase enzyme. Speed of the elongation process. Due to continuous and discontinuous elongation, leading strand should elongate quickly, prevented by helicase, which acts as a temporary halting signal, stopping DNA unwinding. Next one is the folding of lagging strand for simultaneous replication of both strands by DNA polymerase third subunit. Next one is the termination process. The replication track. Two replicating fork meet at TER region and clusters of TR sequence repeats here. Next one is the TUS protein. TUS proteins bind to the TUS TR complex and basically fork arrested from the one direction. It is asymmetric. Next one is the catenance, and it depends of the origin of replication. It's interwound. Next one is the topoisomerase. Next one is the regulation process. So regulation of the initiation is done by the ATP ratio of the ATP to ADP, ratio of the DNA to number of DNA boxes, and hemimethylation of origin of replication, sequestering of ORIC. ATP to ADP ratio. If ATP complex is more, so faster growth will be done. Methylation and sequestering. So ORIC hemimethylated by DAM methylase enzyme. After the replication process, parental strand hemimethylated and ORIC is sequenced to membrane of sequa-A binding protein. So this is the sum up of this session, and this session is powered by Digital Version 2.0 Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University Jaipur. If you have any query, then mention in the comment box. I will resolve it. Thank you.